So I want you guys to imagine for a minute that you were an elementary school teacher. You go to work around 7 a.m. to set the class up for the day, and throughout the day you teach these kids basic necessities that they're going to need in the future. You can also be a role model or even someone they look up to. While preparing these kids for the real world, you also have to parent them throughout the days and the weeks as their parents are not with them during the school hours. At the end of the day, after your long, hard work, instead of going home and relaxing, you have to stay after school to grade papers and set your day up for the next school activities. The reason why I want to say to you guys is because every kid in here has seen the stress and the busyness that a teacher goes through and how much responsibility they have. Can you imagine being under this immense pressure and not being able to make enough money to support their family or even themselves? Teachers deserve more, and that's that. I've always been really close to all my teachers throughout my life, and even some of my family members are teachers. I have personally seen them extremely stressed, and I know that it can be hard for them to support their family with a moderately low income. For such an important job, I want to change that starting now. I will first be talking about why teachers deserve a higher salary, and the evidence to go with it. I will then continue and talk about how we can help teachers all around the world, and then I'll finally finish up by the impact that it will have on our society and the future kids. So let's first focus on why teachers deserve more money and what exactly they're receiving right now. According to the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, in the 2017 Top Education Degree section, the average annual salary for a teacher is approximately $55,000 per year. So being a teacher is not only important for education, but also can impact these young kids at such a young age. And teachers do not get enough credit for what they are doing. How would you like it if you were a parent and a teacher for 20 to 30 kids and only making $40,000 to $60,000 a year? It's not fair to people who maybe do this, that play a sport and act, that make this times 100. I get that being a professional athlete, professional actor is hard work and dedication, but what do you think is more important, educating the future or throwing the ball around? Your salary should not be based on your athleticism. Another way is that teachers are involved with a lot of schools on clubs and activities. In an April 2018 article called Teachers Deserve More Pay, Autumn Yoder states, teachers get paid for the 8 hours of school they teach daily. She also says that being a club sponsor does not give any extra pay. Nothing is extra pay. On average, teachers work about 15 hours a week outside of school, grading papers or playing the next lesson. Most of the teachers that I have throughout my entire high school career and even elementary career have always been involved with some out-of-school activity, whether these are clubs or little projects that they're in. So now learning that they don't get paid for these after-school clubs just doesn't make sense because that is technically overtime. But most, if not all, teachers get paid a salary. However, the Fair Labor Standards Act does apply to teachers, but not enough. In its September 2016 article called Wage and Hour Division, WHD, the U.S. Department of Labor states the Fair Labor Standards Act establishes the minimum wage, overtime pay, record-keeping, and child labor standards affecting full-time and part-time workers in private sector, federal, state, and local governments. So technically, by law, this only counts for tutoring and not clubs or any after-school activities. So now we have covered what teachers make and why they should get paid more. Let's turn to focus on how we can help them. One way we can help teachers out with earning more money would be for them to be paid hourly. Having teachers be paid hourly would allow them to get paid after school activities such as clubs and specific teacher either runs or helps out with. So many teachers that I know in the past have run so many extracurricular activities after school on their own free time without having any pay. So clocking in and out would help these teachers get more money for actually how hard they work. The amount of effort you put in is the amount of money you get. So hourly pay would also help these teachers a lot because of overtime. Teachers on average work around 50 hours a week, and for most companies, the employee's handbook states that anything over 40 hours is time and a half pay. If you even incorporate double time into this, like other school or companies do, teachers would make a significant difference on their year-end income. Another way to make teachers earn more money is to change their salary. So teachers are paid by salary, but the problem is that it's extremely low. Increasing their salary would help them a lot, and a way to do this could be to increase your salary by how many years they've worked at a certain school. So if you've worked there for 5 to 10 years, they increase your salary by a certain percentage. We could also implement this by giving out certain promotions and bonuses. So this is where a pension comes in. My high school never really did this, but I know that some schools around me did it, where if you work there for 20 to 25 years steady, then you get a pension, which is basically being paid for the rest of your life a certain percentage of money. So now that we've considered all factors of why and how teachers should be paid more, let's talk about the impact this will have on the society and the future kids. Having teachers get paid more can make them happier for what they do. Have you ever had that teacher that you can just tell hates their job? This is probably because they don't make enough money. We've all had that teacher that just acts so mean to all of us, doesn't care about us at all. Shouldn't the teacher care about what and what we're learning? This can make these teachers happy to come to class and enjoy what they actually went to school for. Having a teacher enjoy what they do can make the class fun and excited to see the teacher, which makes the kids enjoy school just a little bit more. Like there's some kids that only go to school because of that one teacher that helps them get through it all. Having a happy teacher can also allow the kids to learn better because they're actually enjoying class and what the teacher has to say. So if you have a teacher or a professor that you like what they actually are just like talking about and enjoy the subject, and having them be a little bit more nice throughout the day, is that it can push that kid to go to want to go to school more. Another great outcome that would happen if teachers were paid more would be that there would be more kids or college students that would want to be teachers. In the September 2018 article, Teacher Shortages Worsening in Majority of U.S. States, studies reveal of the 41 states that did respond to the survey, 28 said that they are experiencing teacher shortages. One of the main reasons schools are experiencing teacher shortages is because people know that they don't make a lot of money. So this all has to do with college students and loans, and all these college students come out of school and they need to pay their loans off, pay their school off, and they know that being a teacher, and what their salary is, they will not make enough money to pay that off. And when they do, it will be so long to pay it off, and they don't have time to pay that debt off. So in these last few minutes, I have explained a very short synopsis of why teachers should be paid more. I explained how much teachers make and how it's not enough. I then continue to talk about how we can help them, and finally finished up with what the impact will have on our society. With all the hard work that teachers put into you guys to get here, do you think they deserve more? Put yourself in their shoes, a teacher, a parent, and even a hero to some kids. How would you feel to do all this work with the minimum pay that you would get? It's about time that we pay people to affect our future. To make an impact, I want you guys to go to change.org and vote for higher pay for teachers to make it to 5,000 votes, and a bill will pass to increase teacher salary.